So this is gonna be a video about how I was able to successfully quit sugar for nearly a year, and I'm still doing it because there's some benefits like quitting sugar. So I made this video because I want like share my own experience with everyone else on how to quit sugar if you're interested. But keep in mind that when you quit sugar, you're gonna have higher craving. You're gonna have a really hard time controlling yourself by it because you're gonna have like a really bad time, and you're gonna have like really bad issues. So a couple of reasons why to quit sugar is because you get clearer skin, you have like less fatigue, you have like less stress, and you get to enjoy food more without sugar. So whenever you see people that they're eating a crumble cookie, for example, they don't know about the amount of sugar like consuming. But from my experience, I had like lots of sugar before, and with crumble cookie itself, yeah, it's really odd like compare myself to a crumble cookie. It's you never know what's gonna be inside of a crumble cookie anyway. With 100 grams of sugar in like a brownie, that's too much. In our supermarket itself, it's like 13 grams of sugar in like a cookie. Now I'm telling you this because when you have too much sugar, you're gonna have like really bad skin issues. It may taste really good to your taste buds, but it's better. You're better off eating real food. You're better off eating a decent real meal with your own taste buds. And if you do that, then you're able to have a great understanding about what food really is. So when you do that, you get to drink more water, you get to enjoy food more, you get to explore new flavors. So that's a couple of reasons why. And also, last thing is that when you quit sugar, you don't have like any like cravings afterwards. So when you do that, you have like a good understanding about what you put in your body and stuff, which will give you a great sense of understanding in the end. So yeah. So how I quit sugar was that I did it on like since like I believe 2022, I believe, but I didn't do the full year itself. And because of that, I was like interested in like having myself something sweet and stuff like that. But whenever I told myself June the 16th, on my birthday when I turned 26, I told myself I should like quit sugar completely, but I never done that before. I was obsessed with like ice cream and stuff like that, because of how cravings are. And it wasn't easy because of that. And other thing is that whenever I'm like depressed and sad, I go for a something sweet for myself to handle my depression. I made some goals for myself, but I wasn't able to like fully quit sugar because I was mostly depressed. I was mostly sad, and that was no excuse, by the way. I know for a fact that I should be like focused on this goal for me to like get well. I was relying on food as a way for me to feel comfortable when I'm depressed and stuff, and it was not easy as well. When you're really depressed, when you're sad, you're gonna have like trying to find some comfort, and that's what I did with food. I found food. I ate as much as I could. I was like gaining 10 kilograms in like that year itself, and I'm currently about 69.8. So I'm looking forward to like losing 10 kilograms out of this. So yeah, and since 2024, I made a commitment to myself to like quit sugar completely because I I was destroying myself every single time. Like I was destroying myself, and it was not easy when it comes to stuff like this because when you're like consuming foods in order to like make yourself feel great, I made a promise to myself on January 1st. I quit sugar, and I was able to do it successfully. But since 25th to 31st of December, I had some sugar. But successfully, I was able to quit sugar. Made some mistakes in the journey itself, but learned some journeys mistakes since like in August. Had myself a porridge from McDonald's and a cup of coffee. Bad news about the porridge. I mean, the bad news about over there is that there's a sweetener, sucralose, but they put the dextrose sugar in there, meaning that I broke my sugar rule, so which is just disappointing. But it's a mistake that everyone can make and move on from, you know. But whenever I'm doing for the journey itself, I get to like fully understand what my body and stuff like that. And I was like mostly relying on like fats and stuff. I was mostly relying on like something for like feel great. Like cheese, dairy, and stuff. This year, I'm not gonna be focused on like dairy, but I'm gonna look something like this, for example. As like something like enjoy it. This is basically a pita bread with like cheese in the middle, and it's like not bad. Look at that. It's great. But what I learned about dairy is that with like what it does to your skin, it's just gonna make you like get some acne and stuff, which I would never recommend you overdose on like dairy itself. On the journey itself, I relied on sugar-free drinks and sugar-free sweeteners and stuff like that for me to like fill in that like fill. And most of the time it was something that I wanted to like fill up, you know. I was like trying to have myself a cup of coffee. Black itself I really enjoyed, don't mind, but without sweeteners and stuff, it felt so bland and boring. And it was something that I wanted to fill my coffee up with, so there you go. But still, with the no sugar rule itself, what I'm focusing on right now is avoid all sugars out of like processed foods. Avoid all sugars of like from junk food itself. Focus mostly on whole foods and healthy foods. Just for me to like feel great. Because as my body goals for me to like achieve, I want to achieve a 25-inch waist. I want to have a 35-inch hips. I want to have 18-inch thighs. I want to have like low body fat percentage. I want to have like a lean, fit body. For me to feel confident in my own skin itself. And when you let go of sugar itself, you just notice your skin fat getting tighter and tighter. And that's the plus itself, you know. So that's what I did. Nearly for a year, I nearly quit sugar for a year. I had some like sugar because on purpose, because I wanted to like treat myself as a reward, you know. Have myself some ice cream, have myself some like this and that for me to like make sure. But I measured the sugar content just to make sure I quit sugar again. And successfully, I was able to quit sugar. But the challenging thing is that when you go for sugar-free ice cream and stuff like that, you never know what's going to be inside of it. It tastes sweet and stuff, but you never know what's going to be inside of it. So there's that itself. And still, the sad thing, I have to like let go of like candies and cookies and stuff for me to like make myself feel great. That's the sad part itself. I have to find some healthy food alternatives. Because I learned from girls out there that if you want to have clearer skin, you have to eat healthy, you have to eat clean and stuff. And you have to take care of your body by drinking lots of water. And that's what it is, you know, when you drink lots of water and you take care of your health and stuff like that, you feel happier, you feel clearer, and you feel great. Yeah, that's what it is, because I've been learning from them that you have to eat well, you have to eat better, and you have to make sure you look after your health and exercise as well. Even though I've been looking forward to like doing strength training as well, that's the challenging part of, which I don't mind at all, you know. And thing about it is that when I let go of sugar, I mostly relied on fats. I relied on things that made me feel great, you know, and that's basically it, you know. So yeah, but at the end of the day, when I let go of sugar, I don't want to ever go back to eating junk food. I don't want to go back to eating a pastry. I don't want to go back to eating a garlic bread. I want to eat real food, and I mean it, because if I want to eat well, I want to have real food. I don't want to carry eating ultra processed food, you know, because I look at my skin. Does it look great? It doesn't even look well, you know. So I'm going for that part. But if you're gonna compare yourself to me and go, oh, I'm so ugly as well, don't call yourself that, please. You're not ugly. You're just basically like learning. It's best not you call yourself ugly. Okay, it's not worth it, because it's not healthy. And because of this, making this channel itself allowed me to like share my own facts and information about quitting sugar. And because of it itself, when you quit sugar, you're gonna feel great. You know, you're gonna understand fully that you have a great interest towards real food itself. And when you do that, you get to understand real flavor itself. And when you see these social media influencers out there talking about I want this and want that and cooking and stuff like that, it's best that you eat real food, you know, you eat real food. I don't mind you having a cookie, I don't mind you eating whatever you like, but if you're gonna carry on eating the same old junk every single day, like from Crumble Cookie, you're gonna destroy yourself, you know. So yeah. it's best that you look after your health. It's best that you do this and you do that. From other people, look on AI if you want, chat GPT, and create yourself a plan if you're interested. If you want to quit sugar, then make that choice for yourself if you want to do it. Because when you do that, you're going to have a good understanding about what you put in your body, what you put in your mind, and that's basically it, you know. And you can see from me, from my own face, I've got a double chin. You can trust me if you want. I don't mind at all. If you don't want to trust me, then that's okay. You don't have to like trust me if you don't want to. Because from my experience, quitting sugars have made a good direction in my life, and I would be really interested in making a great choice of like completing it, taking it off fully, you know, quitting it completely. Focus on meats and veg, limit fruit itself, and drink lots of water. That's the challenging part, so yeah. But anyway, I want to go right now, and before I go, if you want to quit sugar, make the choice for yourself. But make sure you do your research before you quit sugar, as quitting sugar itself can be like really dangerous. You're gonna have like migraines and cravings. You're gonna have like some bad things coming your way, but be prepared about it, okay? It wasn't hard, it wasn't easy at first, but it gets better in the long way, right? So yeah, take care everyone.